What does it look like? Looks like a bucket of piss you drown rats in. It looks like a big hook and you're the worm. What does it smell like? Crusty lavender, smashed up rose petals, and apple pie. What's up, YouTube? First and foremost, shout out to Alien Army. Raise up, stand up, hit a like button, definitely drop a comment. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, Alien Army are people that are subscribed to me. They always hit the like button and always drop a comment. If you don't know what to put as a comment, you can put an alien spaceship by typing UFO, a thumbs up. I do respond to 99.9% of my comments, so any questions, comments, or concerns that you may have, I will answer. Even, like right now, because I'm in a small channel, even if I get bigger, it's not a problem. If you take the time to write something, I'm going to take the time to read it and respond. Real quick as well, shout out to the donations. If you wanted to bless me or show me love, my Cash App is the same as my YouTube name, AlienAscend. I'll put that in the description. I am homeless. If you want to see that video of how I became homeless, the full story, I'll put that in the description as well. And if anybody wants to send me any private messages, I'll put that email in there as well, which is actually, I'm messing up a little bit, alienarmycontact@gmail.com. And checking in. Definitely throw that in the comments if you don't know what to put. So this is like kind of a response video to invisible people on YouTube, and I'll have them mentioned. And the video that I'm talking about is if you actually go to his channel and went to popular videos, and it's like the fourth or fifth one down, homeless man shares the harsh reality of Skid Row. So I'm going to be talking about this, and I'm in a perfect place to actually talk about this stuff because those are open homeless markets. Now I have to do the YouTube parameters. I can't say what it really is. Now, if you've been to one, you've been to a million. I mean, politics do change a little bit. There's rules and regulations. I'm going to be talking about this guy's story. The guy's name is Luke. He got taxed. He went there. So I'm going to sum it all up real quick so you don't have to stop my video. I'm going to tell you about it. So Luke and his wife went to Skid Row. Before they went to Skid Row, they were going to California. They were told that they can go ahead and actually stay at his wife's parents' place. It didn't turn out that way, and they were homeless. When they're homeless, they heard the resources were in Skid Row. That's what really sucks. That's what makes it such a predator place. And it being a predator place is, okay, you got an open homeless market. Then all the resources go there. Then on top of it, a lot of those people have a lot of substance abuse problems, and then you have that element going in there as well. But to go ahead and get food, to possibly get a shower, the shelters are all there. Now I'm in Midwest right now, right? So me being in the Midwest, it's the same thing. When I talked about that bad trucking area that I was staying at and everything else like that, I complained about that shelter. They harbor a certain element of people, and you have to deal with these people. And boy, do I know how to deal with them. I'm talking straight about this. So the guy Luke talked about how he had to pay taxes to pop a tent on the street. That does happen, and that happens very often. Skid Row, I would imagine, happens on every single street. A lot of these open markets, yes, it's homeless taxing homeless, but better yet, it's more of junkies taxing junkies. If you were clean and sober and you're somebody who doesn't mess around and never had a problem like that, like me, I don't touch drinking. I've never touched any of that crap, and I stay that way. You got your head, and you got your heart, and you got your body, right? Your smartest asset out here is your brains. The next thing is his heart. I remember from the movie Roots, he was talking to Kunta Kinte, and when he was like the wrestling coach when he went to manhood training, and he told him in there, he's like, I can teach you how to wrestle, I can teach you many things, but I cannot teach you the courage of a warhog. That line kind of stuck with me. Like, you can't teach somebody to defend themselves. You can't teach somebody to stand up for themselves. Can it eventually happen? Of course it can. Everybody's got a breaking point. Everybody can snap. However, nobody's going to stand up with you and fight with you if you don't fight for yourself. Nobody's going to show you respect if you don't have self-respect. And unfortunately, this is what that video conveys to me. It conveys to me that he paid his taxes, and he said that he kept paying his taxes until it got too much. And then he also talked about the stuff that went on with his wife. Number one, he's got sadness in his eyes. He does not look like a violent person. He does not look like he's intimidating at all. He does not have the 1,000-yard look that you may need. You can, like, his vibe was like, people's vibes are their intentions, right? my intentions are, and I don't think I look like I'm an intimidating person, and I don't try to come off that way. I'm very humble, but on a video subject like this, I'm going to be raw, and I'm going to probably talk a little bit more on stuff. You know what I mean? So people that are rocking with me, that know I'm a humble person and know that I don't exhibit this behavior and stuff like this, rock with me a little bit and see where I'm coming from. When you hit a market like that, your name is everything, your reputation is everything. It doesn't matter, if you're in a homeless area where you don't get bothered, then cool. This does not apply to you. What it does apply to is definitely in those areas, and then a little bit out of those areas. You know what I mean? You are nothing but a number, whether you're homeless or not. If you commit crimes, you're going to make people money because they're going to put you behind the walls. Okay? If you are working, you are still a number. You are paying taxes. Your Social Security is most likely probably going to be taken from you. And like our generation, we may lose this with how many migrants are coming in here claiming it. Now it's hard to believe the statistics. Excuse me. It's hard to believe the statistics because you don't know what's real news and fake news. You don't know if the president-elect or the president is telling the truth. But the matter of the fact is that you're a number, and a lot of people could very well lose their Social Security going on the streets. So if you're not homeless but you're watching this video, just watch it for the entertainment. Maybe down the road you may need to have this information. If you are homeless, then keep rocking and understand where I'm coming from. The first times that somebody comes up to you and asks you to pay taxes, you need to unleash on them right then and there. It's not going to be where just one person walks up to you and says, hey, it might be a good idea if you sign right here and you start paying me. No. And then on top of that, if you have a woman with you, that you are that much more of a target. They want you and everything you can bring, and then they want everything from that woman. And there's a lot of stuff that people want from women, if you catch my drift. And they're going to tell that woman they're on the right track but the wrong train, and they're happy to stand in line to run it family style. And they will keep taking and keep taking. They will let you even not let you. You may be in a position, if you're a woman, that it's not men anymore. Now it's somebody's pit bull that wants to mount you. And unfortunately, that does happen. Unfortunately, I have seen things like that, and it's heartbreaking, and it's bad. I got some videos about that, so check out my stuff. Normally, I think I named that one Gold Car. I've always had issues with people who drive gold cars, so check my videos and look for something maybe with the title Gold Car. It may even be in a short, so check that out too. But the moment that somebody does that is when you show what you're made of. Win, lose, or draw, it doesn't matter. If you are forced into a fight because you only defended yourself because you got hit first, it doesn't look good. If you fight back and you win, then yeah, sure it does. But you need to strike. It's not it's a universal language, and the universal language is violence, unfortunately. And some people really, really enjoy it. The good news about this is that if you do not use substances, and if you're not drinking and stuff like that, you have an upper edge. You are probably in a better physical position. You definitely have the mental clarity, and using your brain and using your heart and using your hands and whatnot is going to be your best benefit. Why that person in that video has gotten his stinky shoes stolen that aren't worth anything is because it's a sign of disrespect. It is them taking it because you ain't nothing. It's not like they're going to get something from it other than knowing that your day or the next couple of your days are going to be miserable. The first mistake you could ever do is pay taxes. Okay? Now, I'm talking about homeless taxes. I'm not talking about other organizations that they got their own stuff going on. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about people that are getting affiliated and stuff like that. I'm talking about homeless on homeless. I'm talking about junkies on junkies. All right. So, with that being said, okay, why did they take his shoes so many times? Even they stink and stuff like that, because it's crab in the bucket mentality. Those people who did that, they spent the next couple hours, maybe even the next couple days, laughing behind your back of what a chump you are, that you are gimping around and being miserable. They found fun in it. That was their street politics. Okay, now it started off as street tax, and then you said it became so much that your wife had to do stuff as well. Then on top of that, they raised it up so much that you couldn't afford it and you just had to leave. Your first mistake, like I said, was paying street tax. Number two, your second mistake is not only should you stand up for yourself and have some self-respect, you should have watched out for your woman. You know, your woman didn't need to go through that. You guys, one person could do so much. You got a woman with you, you got 2 hands each, right? So you got 4 hands. I understand that you're gonna always be outnumbered, okay? I've had to deal with it myself. And do I took in my licks, you know what I mean? But this is me not trying to take the video personal. I'm just telling people, you know, exactly how I see things. You and your woman could have done so much. You guys got 2 hands apiece. I understand that could be a big group. You could be holding 2 things in each hands, whether it was blades, a lock and a sock, a rock and a sock. It could have been anything. If you guys stood 10 toes down, and that's what the streets, need or want to see. Do you stand on business? The first time that somebody tried to attack you, you should have handled up. It didn't matter how many people were. You crash out if you got to, you know. You find out, and it's not like movies where, hey, you had that one fight and now you're good. No, this might be an ongoing battle. This might be an ongoing war, and that's when you use your brain about stuff. It's nothing for somebody to take a shot of vodka and throw it on your tent and then strike a match. And that's what they try to do. It's extortion, it's intimidation, and all those things. Now, if they know that you're not going to be an easy person, they're going to back off most of the time. These people want to fight people who don't want to fight. It's a total different story when you want to fight. It's a totally different story when you stand up on your own. It's a totally different story where win, lose, or draw, you're doing it. And then you're going to use your brain. If that person uses and you don't. So this is a big reason why you should always stay clean and sober. You know what I mean? You need your wits around yourself, you know. If they do that stuff, there's stories of people purposely, getting robbed with a hot shot on them and let that person use it. There's stories of, you know what, you burnt my tent and I ain't got nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and burn yours. You know, and the whole cop and the whole corruption that goes on in these open homeless markets is let the trash take out the trash. The same people that are trying to victimize you have victimized other people. And when you stand up to the tyrant and you stand up to a bully and you go ahead and you take it that far, you know, those other people are gonna pop up. You know, the people who have been victims. The other people that haven't been victims are going to pop up too. People are willing to stand and fight with people that are willing to fight for themselves. And I'm one of those people as well. If you look at my older videos of things that you shouldn't do when you're homeless, if you don't stand up for yourself, I can't help you. As much as a good person you are and everything else, I can't help you. Now, if you were a kid or if you're a woman, that's a total different story, of course. But if you're a grown-ass man and you sit there and you let somebody spit in your face, me being around you makes it look like I'm willing to take that as well, and I can't have your weakness land on me. If you are a chump and you don't stand up for yourself, if you're not willing to throw the first blow, if you're not doing that, then you need to get the hell away from there. You need to ask yourself, like, these streets are cold. There's no mercy. You know, if you do meet some people while you're out there because you stood on your 10 toes and then you can go ahead and figure things out a little bit and navigate a little bit better, then cool. It's not like the movies where you just have one fight and that's good. The very next day, that person may try to retaliate on you and you're going to have to counterattack that. You're going to have to use reconnaissance and use intel. You're going to have to use the streets and manipulate and do what you have to do as well. If you find out that the person that's trying to extort you is a big snitch and he snitched on the local gang member and you could actually prove that, you may not have to put your hands up. All you gotta do is tell the gang member, man, hey, dude's a big snitch, man. You know, let the streets do the streets. Will that always happen? No, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, using your brain and figuring out things in different avenues. So he got his shoes taken a lot. He's been spit on. He begs for money. He seems like a nice enough guy, but the truth is when I look in your eyes, that guy Luke in the video, and if you guys check it out, I see sadness, and I don't see that energy, and you don't have to look intimidating. A lot of those people that look intimidated with those face tattoos and everything else, they want to be left alone. They're hoping that they are intimidating enough to you that you leave them alone. To me, it doesn't really matter. The person that's loudest in the room is the weakest one. I'm not, and that's why I'm humble and stuff like that, because I've gotten my ass whooped so many damn times, and I've whooped a lot of ass, and I'm gonna be honest. But the truth is it doesn't matter how big or strong somebody is. It doesn't matter what they got in their hand. You're not gonna spit on me. You're not gonna throw your drink on me. You're not gonna tax me, and we'll go up. We'll go up, and we'll find out who lands on the other side. Are their whole thing is fear. A person who wants to fight somebody who doesn't want to fight is a coward. The people that do this are cowardless. That's what I want you to know. They're cowards. It's only because they're in a big group do they think that they can oppress you. And I fought a lot of gang members growing up as well, and I would say that kind of stuff like, "Hey man, that's great. Yeah, that's great. It took 3 or 4 of you. How do you fare one-on-one?" There's gonna be a time and place where he ain't got you guys. Is he gonna stand on himself? Does he still have the same corazon? Does he still have the same heart? Because I bet you we run in one-on-ones. Sometimes that works, sometimes it don't. Sometimes they're like, nah, and inside their heads and their hearts are the people that are around there. They have a little bit of common sense where they're like, wait, this person just isn't gonna pay. This person, on principle, stands his ground. He stands on business. And I think that's what that guy was lacking. And inside that video, he's talking about, there is no bottom for him. It's because he's willing to take so much. If you had goals and you planned things out and you didn't let the streets run you like that, you might have a better chance. And that's what it is. I don't know where that guy is nowadays, but I saw that, and the first thing that I'm thinking in my head, and I was checking the comments, is why isn't anybody telling him that that's the worst thing you could ever do is pay when somebody extorts you? That same status, if he goes in county jail or goes to jail, it depends on the politics. In Skid Row, it might be totally different because it's California politics inside jail and stuff like that. But let's say that it didn't happen with the politics where it wasn't race related and there's no segregation and stuff like that. People might go ahead and start taking your fruit cocktail every single day. They may want more than your fruit cocktail. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff does happen, unfortunately. It happens to men. It definitely happens to women more often. And it really did sound, I could see the underlying tones of what actually happened to his wife. And him and his wife decided it was easier and better for their life to give these people what they wanted instead of giving them what they needed. And what they needed, it was a nice smack in the mouth and running up on them and standing on business and laying a demo down, and a demo being a demonstration of what happens when you fuck with me. What happens when you fuck with my wife? What happens, take my tent, take my shoes, but watch what I'm gonna do to you. And not just watch. And you don't tell these people, I went for this, and you don't tell somebody what your intentions are. Do you say, I'll catch you on the rebound? Or do you keep that in your head and you're like, okay, I keep losing every time I attack him and his big group. Where does he sleep at night? Okay, he sleeps in a tent by himself. I just need a general idea of where your position of your body is, and then I could jump up really high and land on my feet on top of your tent and hopefully hit you right, land right in your stomach and let you just, cough up and spit up a lung. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of tactics you have to resort to in those open areas. Nobody's just going to walk in and get a pass unless you got a lot of respect in prison or a lot of respect on the street already. When you go out there, you need to, it's not like you're looking for a reputation and a name. You're going to build one because people are going to try you and test you. And when they try you and test you, what you need to do is you need to stand on your business. You need to put it out there, what you're willing to take and what you're not. And it's not like the movies. It just doesn't happen once and then you're good. And then you get the golden pass and you get to meet Willy Wonka at the end and eat some delicious chocolate. It doesn't work that way. How it does work is just you lay some demo downs like that, and then you in a street setting like that, it's very hard to stand by yourself. But you first start off standing on on yourself and standing on business, and then when people come around, you can judge. Is this a good friend? Is this somebody I could trust? Are we going to practice the good neighbor code? Does this guy sleep at night one night and I stay up to make sure his tent doesn't get messed with, and then the next night vice versa? People you can count on, people you can rely on, not people that try to finesse you out of money, not people that are trying to strong arm you and take your stuff. And I don't give a shit at all about, it doesn't matter if somebody tried to charge me something or not. I'm not paying, and neither should you. And they only do it because they can get away with it. They only want to fight people that don't want to fight. So then you take it to them, and you see where everything ends. If you watch this far, please put at the end of the comment, I don't know, I want to say something. You know what? Let's do top ramen. For the hell of it. Type in top ramen in the comments if you watch this far. If you are new and you watch this far as well, I ask that you subscribe, watch my other videos, and I want to thank you guys so much.